So, we just got out of court. I'm going to give a few minutes for you guys to hop in here. But Justice Jake, as most of you know, also had court today. Well, we'll see. But, okay, so with Justice Jake's court date, which was this morning at 9, it's being continued to, what is it, August 16th. He has to be there. I also have to be there because I'm a witness for Justice Jakes because he's making them do the probable cause hearing, which they claim they had already established the probable cause, but whatever. So that's that for Justice Jakes. So the day after my dad's birthday, apparently I'm going to have to not be having too much fun that day because I got to be there bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, I believe, at 9 a.m. on the 16th for Justice Jake's hearing. I couldn't imagine that they would be able to establish any probable cause for what they claim he did because obviously everybody that saw the video knows that, number one, Jim never tried to arrest me, which is part of their claim, and number two, that Jacob never interfered either way, no matter who tried to arrest me. Hey guys, thanks for coming. Hi Carlos. Hi Miss B. How you doing? Hey Lori, Barbara, 357. All right, so yeah, Justice Jakes is just going to be on the 16th of August, and we're going to go from there. Hopefully that'll squash it. I just can't. It's actually comical, but you guys won't believe. You guys won't believe what went on with mine. Okay, we withdrew the motion to dismiss the original one that I filed so he can work it out and do his own thing, which is great. But the prosecution, and thank God they didn't say this in front of me because I would have started dying laughing in open court. But listen here, guys. All right, are you ready? Because I wasn't ready to hear it. I really wasn't. I didn't know what they were going to come at me with. So my lawyer comes up to me, and his name is David Secaucus. I can never say it right. Secaucus. Anyway, who's big in the Constitution. But, okay, so he comes up and he says, well, they offered to dismiss the obstructing, because I was charged with obstruction and 3 counts of battery, right? And that if I do so, I take a plea where they dismiss that, so, because that's the one that can actually negatively affect my record and not be removed. And I don't really have a record, so that'd be bad. But, okay, but listen here, guys, listen. And, okay, what they wanted me to do, it's literally not even funny, but it's so funny how stupid they are. Okay, they wanted me to take a plea where they would drop the obstructing, and that I would be on court supervision for 6 months for the batteries, the 3 batteries, which 2 are against Jim and 1 is against that Kirkpatrick, who actually put his hands on me. This is so strange. I can't believe this is a thing. All right, but not only that, so they want me to be court supervision 6 months, whatever, right? Also, they wanted me to pay restitution of, I think it was $1,300 plus court costs and 40 hours community service. When this guy told me, he's like, hey, well, I just gotta let you know. I was like, yeah, I know. I get it. But man, it was freaking comical. It was terrible that they even thought that would be, that I would even go for that. They must think just because I'm a mom or don't want to get in trouble. These idiots try to get me to plead to that. It's like, boy, for somebody that beat up a cop, in their opinion, or what, well, most of them don't even state that. They just claimed it on the charging documents. But they're so easy to throw out half the shit, not charge me the rep. Yeah, for real. Not only that, guys. Okay, so they wanted me to agree to all that nonsense, which, of course, was obviously laughable, and of course I'm not going to do that. I'm going straight to trial. They want to go to trial, then we might as well, because I'm ready. Not going to be any more ready. Not going to have any more evidence than what we have, for the most part. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They want me, who hasn't been in not even a damn ticket, in like 10 years. Nothing. And they want me to plead to that. Yeah, okay. Okay. And that's the thing. They scare these innocent people, and oftentimes they are innocent or could be proven innocent. Oh, I will. I just saw that. But, but, Justice Jake, it distracted me. Oh, yeah, it's going to be jury trial. Definitely Miss B. Hi, Kimmy. Hi, Alabama Camera. Lucinator. Yeah, so they want me to play like that. So I was like, no way. So we got another here. We have a status hearing, I think it is, on the 28th of August for mine. 16th for Justice Jake's. Justice Jake's contempt, that's still an ongoing thing. They did provide him today with the transcripts, or maybe yesterday, with the transcripts of the contempt for Justice Jake. If you guys recall, I was actually on live saying, man, Judge Ryan is fishing for a contempt because he was trying to, like, basically act like he was gonna with me eventually. He even told me there's a line. I was like, what line? Like, I straight up looked down. 4 line. There was no line. But, yeah, Justice Jake got caught supposedly flipping the bird to a reporter after his hearing was concluded. So he was walking away, getting ready to go out the room, and then supposedly flipped the bird to the reporter who's been there all along. But what's strange is that report, because they say that the reporter was taking photos, but it's weird because the reporter only received permission to take photos and such, and no video, just photos, during the proceedings. So obviously, after you're walking away and all is said and done, the proceeding's over. You know what I mean? So I don't know how they went with that complete BS, but I'm excited to take the stand and be a witness in my brother's PC hearing because there's no. Yeah, apparently, Barbara. And it wasn't even directed to the judge. It wasn't to anybody. Sorry, just. Oh, Lori, don't worry because I accidentally do all the time. Yeah, I know. But that's what they're doing to him. They're just trying to. They know that their claims are so loose and they can't hold up. There's no freaking way Jacob could be convicted of, unless, I don't even want to know. It'd be a very sickening day in America because there's not one officer that even accuses of him of that. So it's like, if they're not accusing him of it in their narratives, but then they go to court and testify that he did interfere, number one, they had the wrong officer to begin with, so that makes no sense. But number two, how could he have interfered? He literally, in the moment that they're claiming, I don't know, that they're trying to, like, as I'm getting arrested, which it's strange how they're wording it because they're claiming it happened with Jim, but Jim never tried to arrest me. But I yelled at my brother, I said, Mutt, do you have this on film? And all he says is, yep, and doesn't move a muscle, just stays where he was. And then instantly, Sergeant Majera says, he's next, hook him up. That's what they say. That's what they're trying to claim when he interfered. Like, I don't even understand. But then also for my obstructing, I'm charged with disobeying his lawful order or whatever to step back from the doorway and to not try and gain entrance. But Jacobs is for interfering with Jim during an ongoing struggle with me, as Jim was trying to place me under arrest in that moment. But Jim never, you know what I mean? It doesn't line up. It doesn't make sense at all. But yeah, I couldn't contain myself when they try to offer me some BS plea deal. Are you kidding me? I couldn't even believe it. I really couldn't. But that's about how it went today. Nothing too exciting. I'm sick of going to court. They definitely are taking up a lot of time from both of us. Oh wow, yep. Well, that'll definitely get you if you're speeding and someone's flipping the bird. They might try and turn it over on you like that. But it's been rough. I was going to have to release all my discovery to my lawyer myself, which he has like some of it anyway. But they're going to go ahead and release it all separately, which is great because I want to keep it all so I don't have to go hunt for it later when I sue the pants off them. Um, but yeah, they wanted me to do 40 community service hours. They wanted me to pay $1,300 for restitution for Jim. We did. They did show proof that Jim did go to the hospital, that he was checked out at the hospital. Oh my God, he was in the courtroom. Okay, guys. All right, listen to this though. All right, I show up and it's like 10:50, right? I got to be in there by 11, and Donna is at the door. You guys remember little Donna? Well, Donna's like, there's I don't know, 6 people ahead of me, and they're all together. They came together, and they had various things in their hands, including cell phones. These were not lawyers or anybody. And they told her, "Oh, we're here for the meeting, all this." And I said, "Donna, you let them in with a cell phone. What are you doing? I was just kidnapped for this, right?" And because 3 or 4 of them had cell phones, just chicks dressed in shorts. They weren't ready for court, you know. I have no idea what the meeting was about. I tried to question Donna if there was a judge's order or why they were allowed in there without one. She refused to answer. I couldn't find out what the meeting was about, any of that. But it's like, why was I arrested for being outside of the building still with it? But then they openly just allowed people to walk right in, right in front of me. You know what I mean? But I couldn't have brought my phone in. And they refused to say anything about it. They just wouldn't acknowledge anything. She's like, "Your lawyer's already up there, blah, blah." Oh, sorry, I was reading a text. I know, he's a complete liar. Like I said, there's about 15 seconds where what he claims could have happened. And you know what? It shows it didn't happen. That's the thing. And then they're sitting there. I'm going to go, I don't know if I'm going to do it live or not later. I might just record it. But I'm going to go over, there's probably 10, 15 or more newspaper articles that I could easily just find with typing my name in and stuff, where the sheriff's office is sitting there just boldly saying, "Oh, I refuse to go along with the COVID screens." All this, I'm like, you guys, on the 8th, you guys never tried to screen me for COVID, never tried to take my temp, nothing. Number 2, I was outside, so I don't understand why I would have to do COVID screens outside anyway. But also, I tried to get them to screen me on the 2nd, and he wouldn't do anything. He wouldn't do the temperature, and it's all on video, as you guys know. A lot of you guys have already seen it. Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. But, oh, hey. Not bad, Lonnie. How are you? They are, Gail. They are very ignorant, and they want me to pay rent. Girlfriend, I just dropped all that money on a fucking lawyer. You think I'm going to agree to something? Are you kidding me? You guys have forced me to do all this, and then want to give me some bullshit plea where I might be able to get my name clean in 6 months after I pay another couple $1,000s? No. You picked the wrong one, all right? And what I am doing is actually a service to the community. So I put in well over 40 hours of community service. But this Leela lady, the freaking prosecutor lady, she must not have much faith in their case, nor does she probably want to deal with the substantial amount of evidence she's going to have to eventually review. Because clearly, you would think that they definitely couldn't have reviewed it now, or why would they continue to go? Because I would just show the bold and malicious prosecution that's actually occurring. So I don't know, but I had to gather myself after. I'm so glad. Okay, I didn't see the judge today at all. We didn't have to see him, whatever reason, probably because we withdrew. But they didn't mention anything about the plea while I was in the courtroom because they probably didn't want it on the record, or Tom Collins, the reporter, to see me die laughing from just I already knew I wasn't going to agree to it when he first started telling me about it, but I was listening, right? They're nuts. They're absolutely nuts. Why the hell would I do that? Why would I do that? I think they know the fact that I'm a mother and that I don't really have a record and that I have a fucking life And they thought I was going to be stupid and Plea. Well, no, you guys have smeared my name. I can't even tell you how many. Yeah, even yesterday I was getting sent screenshots of people talking about me, all this stuff, claiming like I'm some cop beater and harassing them all and all this shit. Just yesterday, they're just continuing to do it because it's been blasted not only all over the papers and the online papers and such, but also on the Facebook groups, the local groups, multiple of which, even WLPO, they, with Rod Thorson, the freaking radio show guy, he has now blocked me on Facebook because he decides to start talking nasty, like personal attacks. Again, it's not even talking about like what I'm accused of, just personal freaking attacks on me on the radio as if nobody that knows me is going to hear and say something. And then he sits there and he posts about me on their Facebook page for WLPO. And then they had me blocked from commenting on there. So I can't even, same with multiple other groups, I can't even say something for myself or say, hey, why don't you go watch the fucking video? Watch the video. You know? Anybody that saw because some people say, oh, well, I saw it. Well, most of them didn't see anything but the 3 minutes when I was actually kidnapped against my will on live. The only reason all they saw was live is because they took our phones for days. That's why the other videos didn't get released till later. But also, their own crotch cam. You guys know the crotch cam by now. That's what caught Tara up, saying that she wanted to do all this, that she wanted to punch me, she wouldn't send help, right? But also, that very evidence that they're trying to use against us had the best shot of this man actually battering me, Kirkpatrick, the one that I was charged with the other battery on from March 2nd. It shows very, very clearly that they're lying, that I swooped past him, just as I would, because he was refusing to screen me. After Lieutenant Wolford told me twice on there, in the same video, that it was not against the law. So I was like, all right. And so I go past him, and he shuffles towards me. And then he, like, bear hugs me, like, like I've told you guys. And you guys have seen, I've posted that, haven't I? But, and then I'm screaming at him, get away from me, don't touch me unless I'm under arrest, blah, blah, blah. Because I was pissed that he was doing that. It scares me when men do that shit. Or, I guess anybody, but particularly men with guns. Instead of buildings where there's more men with guns that are a bunch of oath breakers. But, what's that say? Sorry, guys, I haven't really been, I've just been rambling. Hi, Kimmy. Hey, Springs. Thanks for coming. And most don't. Yep. Oh, absolutely. Steven, I'll tell you what. 0 chance. I don't care what the next plea deal is. They might as well not even try to think of it because I'm not doing it. Absolutely not. Is paid off by them all. Yeah, Rod Thorson, that radio show guy, Lori. He's actually the same radio show guy that I don't even know what they call it. Rod and Tom in the morning. Some weirdos. He what was it? He was creeping on teenage girls, being a weirdo. I've even seen the messages of him just being, I guess it's more along the lines of grooming or something like that. Some weirdnesses. Creepy. Especially he's a grown ass old man balding. Like he ain't no young little sprawling chicken that's still learning. Like, but anyway, not only that, but he also got in trouble for being all wasted and pointing a gun at his neighbor, some craziness like that. And he wants to go on the freaking radio and personally insult me. Okay, sounds like he has more character flaws than I do. And number 2, he wanted to criticize me for tagging the videos on there once I could. I showed people the damn videos. And he's like, you're just trying to get views. Like, oh yeah, I want a bunch of idiots from around here to... Are you kidding me? Are you serious? But, we'll see. We will see. He just didn't like me. That's all it is. And I might have accidentally, before he blocked me, been a little bit hateful and called him out for being a pervert and everything. And guess what? He didn't have nothing to say. He can say it when I can't defend myself. And when I did talk to him on the phone one time, he was nice as could be to me. generally. And then he starts, pretty much saying, because I forget what it was, but somehow PTSD got brought up, right? And he's like, oh, well, how'd you get that? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, come here, man. And then he's like, well, questioning me more after I let him know that I didn't want to get further into that. I didn't need to. And then he tells me, because I accidentally said shit on there for whatever I was saying. And he's like, well, watch it. It's a family show. I was like, oh, shit, sorry. But anyway, but it's a family show. But he's on there personally insulting my looks, my weight, my kids, all this other shit. Rod Thorson is a big fucking bully. He's terrible. Completely awful. He also likes to throw out donated candy into the garbage as some little weird political thing instead of donating it to like the kids or whoever. You know, at that point there was all sorts of things going on. It was brand new in the bags. He's just a piece of crap. But I was asked today about if I was the one contacting reporters and all that because Tom Collins was in there, who is our News Trib reporter. The same guy that came to my door right after, like the next day, and the same guy that called my little daughter by the older daughter's name. And he said it wrong because it's a particular type of, spelling versus how, I don't know, nobody knows how to say it right. But anyway, the point is, I looked at him, I was like, where did you hear that name from? I was freaked out, because she had just walked up to the front door kind of behind me in the middle of this. And he's like, oh, on the online court records. I was like, what? Which, I mean, makes sense, and I know it's public, but I was like, creeped out. But, I don't know. That's about all I have with that today. But, no, I didn't have to contact a million reporters because they started contacting me. But we have contacted other people that they wouldn't care for. But I don't know, guys. Sorry, it keeps going away. Yes, Barbara. His name is Rod Thorson from WLPO in Peru, Illinois. He actually doesn't live very far from me. Well, at least, from what I hear, I can't. Don't quote me because I haven't confirmed it. But I heard that the wife booted him out and now he's like staying in one of the hotels. I hope she did. And not only do I hope she did that, I hope she takes every fucking thing he's got. Yeah, Rod Thorson, big piece of shit. Yes. Terrible man. Terrible man. He's a child groomer. God knows what else he is. It's Thorson. Thorson. Yep. Yeah, that's the way you got it up there. But he's on that Rod and Tom in the morning. And I at some point called the radio station and I let them know that it's fucked up that not only are they, belittling me and claiming to be a family show, but making fun of somebody for not any of the other stuff that I'm accused of all this, they're personally attacking me. And they call that a family show. Well, that's a family show, and that shows why we got a fucking school full of bullies all over the place. It's sickening. I bet his kids hate him. I don't know if he has kids, but they probably do. Because he's a complete asshole. And then when I confront him, when I say, same with that cop's wife at the bar. When I was at Cordelino, I was minding my own business out there talking to like a couple friends. And I knew it. I thought I was hearing it, but I thought I was kind of crazy. I was like, nah. Because nobody ever had the balls to come up and say anything actually to me before, right? Like, serious criticism. I have had constructive conversations. But then finally, like, my friend sends it too, and she'd get pissed. She's like, no, she's definitely talking about you. And eventually I wait for her to give me some shit-eating grin against some dirty-ass look, because her little bimbos are right, like, 6 feet away from me. And I was like, did you want to have a discussion? Like, what the hell? And then, no, she completely denies it all after trying to look all cool for her friends. And then, of course, it comes to find out that not only do I know her husband, but her husband was one of the local cops. I was like, well, screw you even more. Because it's like, if you're going to have something to say, and I'm right there, why don't you come up and say it or come ask me or have a conversation? Oh, wait, I did. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, sometimes I just keep on rambling. For somebody that's pretty chill and quiet, I ramble a lot once I get on here. Is the quality okay? picture-wise and such, and audio. So yeah, with Justice Jake's contempt, I fully believe that that will be also completely thrown out. But it makes no sense because Tom, the reporter, wasn't. Which I think Tom Collins has tried to. I'll show you guys later when you'll see the progression of his stories where he's actually reporting that, hey, we're saying that they're doing all these things, that we're arguing these things, you know. And for the most part, he's been pretty fair, except for in the beginning. But I told him right on my porch, I said, dude, we were kidnapped, and he reported it. So, but Rod and all them, they also received the same information, Rod Thorson. And instead of speaking of that and bringing any, like, bro, if you got a problem with the way I look, all this, number one, ain't nobody gonna fuck him with a 10-foot pole. All right, his wife probably still wouldn't. But listen, if you got a problem with all that, why not fucking say it when I'm on the phone, when I see you and all that? Why not? You want to talk shit on a one-way radio, you know? It's crazy. Luckily, my girl backed me up because I actually didn't hear it until I was told about it. I don't listen to their piece of shit show. I don't want to hear that. They don't even report on the news. They report off of other people's news. Makes no sense. Hold on. Should have took a plea deal. You're going to pay more now. Why would I take a plea deal, David, when I didn't commit the crime? Do you understand what I've been charged with? Bullshit. You know? It just is what it is. Now, taking a plea deal might be a good idea for some people, but for me, in this situation and things like that, no. Why would I ever plead guilty to anything I didn't do? I never recommend that at all. And if you're out here standing up for your rights and such, then I highly don't recommend it anymore, because then you're settling, you're giving in. But sometimes people have their reasons for doing so, and most of us have families and lives, but it is what it is. Even, you know, one of my longtime old friends from school, I realized, I was like, it shook me off of Facebook. I was like, what is he doing? Because she's a dispatcher out in Morris, but she lives out here. I was like, girl, I thought you knew me better than that, but apparently not. But you find out who supports you when people start lying and saying all this crazy stuff about you. It's definitely disappointing, but I feel really good. My lawyer, too, he's written multiple books. He's got a book called, like, Constitutional Sound Bites, different things like that. He's done, like, constitutional podcasts. And so, thank you so much, Stephen. I really appreciate it. It totally helps. That was very generous of you. But, yeah, my lawyer's pretty cool. He also, it's really cute because he has a little gap in his teeth like I do. I love that. I was like, oh. But, he knew ahead of time that I wasn't about to plead to nothing, but oh, absolutely. Who would encourage somebody to take a plea deal when they didn't do anything? That is the craziest thing I've ever heard. Husbands are overrated. They are overrated. Men in general are overrated sometimes. Call me a scorned woman. But, oh yeah, I'm all for adopting children. As you guys, well, some of you know, some of you don't. I was adopted out of foster care like 20-something years ago. So is my brother, Justice Jake. We actually are the same exact age right now for 8 days until my birthday. My birthday is August 3rd. Pretty excited. Thanks, Mimi. I'm glad you're watching. I'm glad. I got this damn little hair. I was doing my hair this morning. Had a hairspray malfunction. So it's like all jacked. Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah. Well, that's my thing. If that's all you got, the fact that you don't like the way I look, the way I talk, whatever. They attack you as a mother when they've never met your kids. Like, what the fuck? You kidding me? I don't understand it. Because I'm pretty sure last time I checked, my little girl was top of her class and a badass little kid. So I don't understand that. I really don't. And I don't understand that how a family radio show would promote bullying. Not only promote bullying, but do the bullying themselves. To actively, when people are getting ready to go to work between, I don't even know what time they go, between like 5 and 9 in the morning or something at place. And that's the way they're starting people's mornings out, by talking shit about me when I didn't do anything to begin with. And even if I had, why would you personally attack people? It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Especially when you're some McNasty Rod, whatever his name is, this little 2-inch dick. Are you kidding me, bro? No. I hope he's watching. I really do. But then again, they don't actually look into their own stories. They just report the same nonsense they hear elsewhere. So they have to wait until the other guy comes out with his. Because I'm assuming Tom Collins, going to report on it because he was sitting right behind me in the courtroom. I know, that's the thing. I mean, what the hell? I get on here in front of thousands of people and just ramble and whatever. So, I mean, I expect it. I think it's very juvenile. And I think when you promote a family show and you're on there bullying, I think that anybody that has an issue with it should definitely raise their concerns so they don't continue to behave that way. But Rod Thorson has been known to do things like that. He's one of those people. He's a bad guy. That's what it is. Multiple other reporters hadn't personally attacked me, which I think is great. I think is and then they're saying that I'm not a journalist. Motherfucker, are you kidding me? The one that's in there doing nothing, they can't report on anything but their insults against me. Like they even try to, I don't remember which one it was. One of the Title 18 codes or something. It's been so long. But they try to say, oh, well, that only has to do with children or something like. I was like, you guys are reporting on all this shit, and you guys won't even take the time to look into it and make sure you're right because they were wrong. What was it? I don't know, 14141 or something like that. I can't think of it right now. But they made themselves look like fools and then tried to act like I was wrong because they did specifically read off the other stuff I was speaking of. But it made no sense. None at all. I don't know. Oh, thank you. Yeah, one of these days I'd like to do the same when I'm more well-adjusted. I have room for it right now, nor do I have the want to do. I know, exactly. We all are. And for him to sit there and criticize all of it, it's like, well, that just shows what kind of journalist you are. Okay? I don't know. Do you call him a journalist as well on there? I mean, he called himself one, I think. I know. He's out to play it for you. They've actually done multiple, skit things or whatever on me. Like, if you got such an issue, why you keep talking about it? And then I think they went on there saying, well, that's what people are talking about. It's like, well, at least report the truth. At least give people the truth and let them decide what they think. Because even the people that sit there and actively see the whole video, the whole everything, some of them are bootlickers, and they're still going to just go along with it, saying, oh, you shouldn't have been. They have rules. Got to follow the rules. It's like they didn't have a rule. They didn't get a judge's order until March 11th. Me and my brother together were kidnapped by armed thugs on March 8th. So, 3 days. They could have done it. The sheriff had his warning. Everybody knew about it. I had contacted the chief judge's office multiple times. It's just all a hot mess. They conspired against us. They were planning to arrest us. There's a reason. Not only I was escorted by like 12 dudes, my brother was escorted by like 8 or 10, right? And then not only that, they had probably 20 or more people. And you guys know that it takes 2 freaking hours to get a copy of paperwork. But in that time, they had all these people standing there just watching me get paraded back there. It was a total, utter, and freaking disgusting setup. Terrible. But they knew that we were showing them for what they are. I mean, there's a reason that I kept going back there, because the very first time, remember? Very first time I went there to LaSalle County for some FOIA requests so I could do some investigating with the Anthony thing. And after I go back there, that's when the undersheriff comes up, who is now our current sheriff, and he says, well, something about me being arrested for going by this. He even says it himself, by the sign, for no trespassing. I was like, dude, if you guys remember, I was like, dude, it's up against the wall. You can't go past it, even if you wanted to. You could not do it. Could not do it. And then I had complaints to file with that. Want to do more FOIAs for more investigating, all that. And it kept coming around. Because why would I waste my time going back time and time again when I didn't need to? It's not like it's right down the street. It's 20-something minutes away. It takes me a while. Gaspin. Wait. I don't know. Maybe we should all call him and find out. We should. We'll have to ask him. Maybe I'll post their radio show number so anybody that wants to can call them in the morning so they get more viewers. That must be why they keep talking about me, so they can. They know it's juicy, but you know what? When the police lie, not only does it put them all in danger, but you know, the community follows, they expect the police to tell the truth. And, you know, I'd like to always think that the stories I see where the cop isn't completely lying, but we just don't live in that type of world. It's very frightening. It's very frightening. Who was I saying it to? I think Justice Jake or somebody earlier. I was like, think about it. They could accuse you of doing some real dirty, bad stuff to like children, whatever. Smear your name completely. Have evidence showing it's untrue, that it just did not occur. What they're saying isn't true. And then still try to prosecute you. And then make you go months and months and months, file motions, do all this, to force them to show the probable cause that they even had to arrest you. Like, what? Like, what the fuck? That's America? Like, I can't even wrap my head around it. I really can't. Oh, thanks, Joseph. How sweet of you. Oh, Joseph's bullying. Oh, no. It did go well. It did. Well, I mean, as well as it can. We still got to keep going, but whatever. It should be fun. I'm excited to go there. I'm excited to now have a lawyer on my side, because me winging it isn't the best idea, but I just hated the thought of paying money for a lawyer that I could be spending on way better things than a lawyer for shit I didn't do. Because now I'm not going to recoup that till I go back after them, which is whatever. It'll be worth it by the end. LaSalle County taxpayers might not enjoy it, though. Rod Thorson definitely won't enjoy it after all the shit he talked. Because there's no way. They can't convict me of that. Are you serious? They can't. They don't even think they can get a conviction on their bullshit obstructing charges. Well, I would assume, I'm sure they don't want to go to trial and waste the time, resources, and money to do so. You know why? Because they know it's frivolous bullshit. There's no way that. What's Todd Martin been an attorney for 20 years? He's a prosecutor. He told me that he reviewed the tapes, reviewed everything, and they're still going through with it. So clearly he must be incompetent. Him and Leela, whatever her name is, the deputy prosecutor, must be incompetent to do their jobs if they truly did review these things and are proceeding further. Makes no sense. It really doesn't. I know. Thanks, guys. Thanks for backing me up. Appreciate it. Oh. Yeah, I'm not. It kind of pissed me off, and I had swore I wasn't going to do it. But really, I just didn't want to deal with doing all the courtroom shit on my own. I suck at being a lawyer. Plus, I have anxiety, so I hate being in those moments, especially on my own. Even with Tara's lawyer, like at least I was able to help Tara along just enough that for civil court, that the judge told her that she didn't believe her fucking lies. Like, that was the best part of the whole thing. When she told her she didn't believe that she recalled everybody calling her harassing her, threatening her kids, never occurred. I put in FOIA requests. I've done everything. I try to find out if there are any reports made, any of it. There's no evidence, zero, that anybody ever threatened Tara, nor her kids, nor would I ever be okay with somebody threatening our kids. I mean, I am a mommy too. Even if I wasn't, that's fucked up. Oh, he's getting retrained. Yeah, of course. That's about all they ever do. You're lucky if you get that. Isn't that terrible? Defender of Ants? That sounds good. That's about an hour from me. Isn't it up by Batavia, right? And all that? No, it doesn't work. And, we in Illinois, we've had the big reforms starting on July 1st. They started changing the things of the complaint process, all this other stuff. Eventually, they're all going to have body cams and such, different training, all this. But I don't think that's quite enough. Especially, I mean, I personally truly believe I have a crooked judge after the way he behaved. He even told us, he's like, well, they don't, talking about the prosecutor, he's like, well, they don't have time for that because I was raising issues with their case. He's like, they're busy. So am I, motherfucker. Are you serious? So am I. The rest of us are too. Like, they don't have to show. They can just arrest you, lock you up, accuse you of whatever. There was newspaper articles made about me before I was ever released. That's how my mother found out. It was all fucking over Facebook. People were talking all sorts of smack. And my mom was getting all upset about, like, the terrible things people were saying. I said, well, don't read it because it's going to keep coming. I don't know what to tell you. That's what I do. I just don't even read them. I'll read the articles, but I'm not trying to read people talking shit. Why would I? Why would I bring the negativity to myself? It's like, if that's what type of people they are, if that's the way they choose to raise their kids and behave and conduct themselves, then that's fucked up, but that ain't my problem. That is not. Body cams on. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Just like the one guy, he had a body cam, but he was using his phone to, remember, Officer Pecker from Benton, Kentucky, or Marshall County, Kentucky. He's using his phone to block the body cam, knowing I was there for an anonymous complaint. Which, the problem is, it's not him filming, it's the fact that I was there for an anonymous complaint. And he chose to intimidate me, or attempt to, by pulling his phone out and recording me as I'm trying to document my business and potentially be filing a very serious complaint. I mean, we do have cops that rape people, that beat up people, that, do all sorts of bad stuff. Daniel Holtzclaw, if any cop doesn't know about them, they should. He's a big piece of crap. You'd have never thought he was doing the things he was doing, and nobody spoke up for themselves until one lady did. And that's all it takes. That's why I like to let him know. Like, I've had multiple of them saying, oh, I don't know any cops that would do. Bro, if you don't, then you might be the one then. Because just like the rest, just like alcoholics, everything else, nobody's safe from it. Doesn't matter what your job title is. I mean, you'd like to think that all our cops are great, but they're not. Just like Officer Brown, piece of shit Officer Brown that used to work for Peru, now Spring Valley's stuck with him. But I got out, and I generally like Peru Police Department where I live. Overall, a solid bunch. But I rose hell over Officer Brown. You don't even know that guy is. I'll have to get into that deeper one day. But he's a piece of shit. Big piece of shit, and he's also a freaking pervert and doesn't deserve to wear a badge. I do want to try and find out exactly why he's no longer with Peru. Because Peru makes more money than Spring Valley. And it's overall, I think, a better department. So why would he go there? Yep, he also was audited himself by that I Don't Care Chris a couple years ago and tried to detain him outside. But that's besides the point. I believe he tried to backtrack too. Oh yeah. I know, what a shame. Yeah, we got chip balls everywhere. But then these people, they'll post about how Christian they are and all these great things and then be complete just jerks to people for no reason. Like, why would you personally attack me for no reason? What did I do? Like, is that all? That's all you got on me? That is it? Like, come on, there's juicier things about my life than that. I'll tell you what. Better figure it out. But yeah, guys, I'm pretty excited with how court went. I don't know why I've rambled for 45 minutes, but I've managed to. Justice Jake, I believe his will end at the next hearing. That's what I think. I will be there and be supporting him and his witness. There's multiple other witnesses. I don't know who they're gonna get to run the place while they're all down there because most of their main guys are gonna have to show up there. Same with Lou Riva. They're sitting there having Lou Riva not even be a bailiff because he's not even a bailiff, but be an extra person in the courtroom for my civil proceedings when he's being used against me in the criminal proceedings. Didn't help him anyway, but he got to find out I suck at being a lawyer. But it don't matter anymore. It doesn't matter anymore because now we got David, who, for those of you who didn't hear, that's my lawyer's name. Oh, hey. Defender of the Ants, it is August 28th, whichever, 26th or 28th. It's a Thursday at 9 a.m. My brother's is August 16th, I believe, also at 9 a.m. I don't know if Justice Jake is still on here to confirm the time. Oh yeah, Diesel. Oh, for sure. Oh yeah. I'm not even going to allow that. I'm going to kick up such a storm because the thing is, the second this is over, I'm ready to go after him. I'm sick of people saying, "Oh, you just wanted a reason to sue them." Well, even if I were to want to sue them, they would have to be doing something wrong for me to be able to successfully do it. Which obviously they did. And if anybody thinks for 2 freaking seconds after my name was bashed, after I was kidnapped by the police, all this, they hurt me more than I hurt Jim. Jim's a freaking liar, but that's another thing. They have Jim intentionally, because I yelled at him. Right, that's the first time I had yelled during the whole thing. I told him, I said, "Get your hands away from me," or something, because he's like shoving on me, and he's like, "My hands are behind my back." And I said, "No, you got your whole fucking body on me. Now get away from me. I have a right to be in this building, and I have a right to turn in my complaint." Instantly, he pops his arm up, puts this up against that door frame, and for about 15 seconds, that's all the time he had between then and when my brother came up. And he's claiming that I put, 3 or 4 red marks on him in that time. You can see it. You can see all of it. They got cameras. We got cameras. Their cameras suck ass. They truly suck. If you want to commit a crime, you might as well do it there. Because they're terrible. They really are. Like, God forbid if something bad actually happened there. Their footage is so unreliable. I think it's because they doctored it. I truly believe that they went in and personally took out that 2 minutes of footage that's missing from their own lobby cameras, because where the hell is it? You know, very important part of the footage too. It's not like it was just some random bit. Okay, August 16th, 9 a.m. Thank you. I foresee them all dropping every bit of charges eventually. I think they're just trying to save face and look good or whatever. I have no idea. They want to always refer to me by my accountability angel name, so it's weird. They even my brother, they won't even call him Justice Jake or like his name. They say accountability angel's brother. Like none of you people, most of the local people didn't even have a clue I was doing this until that happened. So I don't know if they have some weird. Yes, that is kidnapping. Yeah, my unlawful arrest from back in March is a kidnapping. They grabbed a hold of me, no warning, took me against my will, and then moved me to a whole different place inside the building, through the hallways, locked me in a cage like a monkey. It was just crazy. But yes, kidnapped. Yeah, Jim was in court today. He was there. He was right in there. But I'm curious, why can these people without a judge's order go to some random meeting in the building and bring their cell phones when they're not lawyers, they're not judges, and they're not the cops? Like, what the hell? But they do that right in front of me. But I'm there and I got kidnapped. I had to pay all this money for what? My name has been smeared. When they're allowing these random chicks wearing their short, like you could tell they weren't lawyers, they were there for the meeting, they said. And I was like, what? I was just amazed because I'm just being quiet, trying to wait and go in line. And I was like, Donna. I was like, they have cell phones. What are you doing? Like, you guys just kidnapped me. And she's like, oh, blah, 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 I know. And I'm like, what the hell? She wouldn't tell me, though, what was going on, why they were allowed it. She refused to answer the judge signed an order allowing it. Yeah, please do. Please post it. I know. I'm so excited. Even the veterans home, they didn't want me there. They had to put their freaking trespassing signs up. It's that simple. Although I haven't double checked it, but I plan to go there and check it because they only had trespassing signs up on like one area. So I want to come from the other end and see where they start. It's very strange though. Yes, and the other change with the jail, I know I have been criticized a bit because the LaSalle County Jail, after they threatened me with arrest and all that, they not only put the trespassing signs up, which lawfully should have been enough. That was enough for me not to do it. I mean, I don't go past no trespassing sign. But they also fogged up the glass, though, so the inmates, their quality of life diminished a little bit with that, I think, because that little tiny window is all they had. It's all they had. But I have gotten a little bit of feedback back about that. But number one, that was my intentions. And number two, they chose to do that, I think, as a punishment because the inmates like me being there. They love me. I've even run into a few since that happened. But they also they said that they started doing that right after, and I was like, oh, sorry, man. I was like, you can't. But they were so thankful I went there and I wanted to look around and see how they were being treated and such. So I think LaSalle County punished them in an effort to punish me or something, which is very sad because a overwhelming majority of the people in there are in the $1 million bond club or 750,000 because of drugs, selling drugs. It's like, I don't think this is the way to do it. Punishing them for me coming there. It's like, well, really, who you should be mad at is yourself for not put. You're running a jail and you don't know to put trespassing signs up. If you don't want somebody right outside the window, what? But you certainly can't threaten people with arrest for going by a sign. That's crazy, absolutely crazy. But again, they offered me a crazy plea deal. I'm gonna wrap it up here a little bit. Oh, ammo stockpile. So here's a stockpile like everything else since I coupon, but not ammo, not yet. But yeah. So they offered me some outrageous plea deal where there's 40 hours community service. They would dismiss my obstructing charge, and I would have court supervision for the 3 batteries. Also, would have to pay $1,300, and my throat hurts from talking so much. And as well as court fees, which is God knows how much, I ain't want to know. Among other things. But I don't know, I didn't listen that hard because I was too busy laughing. That it was comical to me that somebody even thought that I would agree to do any of that. They're nuts. And the lawyer's like, oh, I know, but they gotta tell you, whatever. So, yeah, we'll see. I have full faith that Justice Jake's case will be over after this next hearing. It should have been over before the first hearing. So that's weird. Oh yeah, not a chance. I wish I was. They knew better than to tell me that in open court because they knew I'd make a fool of them. No, he didn't. He didn't try to. He knew, but he told me about it. You know what I mean? But he already knew. No way. Not a chance. He seems pretty solid. I'm excited to work with him and to bring these goons down. But no, he didn't. Oh, they're always watching. Even when we were After they claimed I battered that Kirkpatrick, they not only left us there for over an hour, as most of you sat there and watched as it happened back on March 2nd, but they were actively watching the live that I was shooting in their lobby as they were threatening to kill me. Like, what? But yeah, they're watching. Tara's always watching. Tara's a freak. Fuck you, Tara. That also reminds me. I don't know what the deal with the stalker is, or if they really are related to Tara or not at this point. I have no idea. Um, all I know is it started immediately after I began posting about Tara's nonsense she did. Started immediately after and continued on and on. It's been 3 months. I'm still documenting it all the time. But that DL for the live where you guys saw before, they also go under the name Dusty Lee, who's claiming to be the person harassing me from Canada. As supposedly, I mean, this person also claimed they're Melanie Martin, Tara, Melissa, Shirley. So all these, this person really does, I think, have split personalities. But I did find out that the person at least associated with that account that's harassing me, who I believe is all the same person, is actually a man transitioning or going to, maybe already has transitioned to, I don't know. But I don't really give a shit about being politically correct with it, because it scared me when I realized that, because I had told the police before that, I was like, I'd be so much more afraid if it was a woman, or if it wasn't a woman doing it. Like if a dude was stalking me the way that was going on, I was like, well, this is kind of weird. But I'm pretty sure the person's like fully transitioned. This person has a boyfriend, it looks like, or a whatever, husband, partner. So I don't know. It's creepy. Oh, thank you, Jessica. I'm so happy you watched your whole lunch. It makes me feel so proud. Seriously, so proud. But I know, I feel so supported too. I had somebody say, well, this is the other day, somebody that wasn't too happy with me say, well, all your supporters online sure don't show up at your court dates. I'm like, number one, I have anxiety. The ones that have shown up, like, it feels weird for me. Like, I don't like that. I mean, I love the support, but, it's just being a weird, like, and they're like, well, how do you have anxiety if you can go up against all these I don't know. Because if, just like, sometimes they'll get behind me and I'll get this wave of anxiety for no freaking reason. But I can go in there and go against 6 goons all at once, But then the next day I get on the freaking, what's that wheel thing, the Ferris wheel at the carnival, and I act like a psycho. Like, that's just how it works. That's how it works for me, at least. Thank you so much, Steven. Thank you so much. I really greatly appreciate that. It was so generous. Oh, for sure. For sure. I know, I really tried to, and I've always been more of a quiet, more reserved person, but once I was done and ready to say, hey, I'm standing up for me, and that's why I always go in there and people say, oh, well, you know how to file a complaint, and you always act stupid. It's like, well, plenty of people that go in there, and I've been in the situation before, where you don't know what to expect, you don't know what's going on, and you're scared, and you're going up against a cop, and this might be his buddy, and all this, and plenty of people, I don't give a shit if I got the internet or not. I'm speaking about the people. All right, and I might tell them, oh, I don't use online right now. Well, that's for the people. I don't really care. I'm speaking, when I say I, that means all of us. And I try to go that way. Same with reading. Some people have a hard time reading, or just, like when you don't have your contacts and you can barely read. It's like, why on earth would you sit there and try to belittle somebody by saying, oh, it's right here, can't you read? Like, no, man. And sometimes your camera, especially while live, it does not properly pick it up. Especially when you're, you got bad signal. I know, all across the world. I love that so much. I do. I was just wait till, I really want you guys, I have a long ass video. It's like 25 minutes from the lad library that I hit the other day when I was in between trying to get their cop that was gone. But anyway, I went there and I was so happy I did because they were so welcoming. I was mind blown. Not only that, but I learned a lot about like the history of LAD, all this stuff. Like they had like some cool, like two of a kind piece where the other piece was in the Smithsonian. Like these ladies were so sweet. They really were. But I don't remember why I started talking about that. But anyway, yeah, people that talk a bunch of smack, they just don't know what's up. Because I love being able to showcase things. And I told you guys I wanted to do like an officer of the month, a guardian of the month, something like that. So if anybody thinks of like a cool name for that, give me some hints. Because I definitely want to do that. And I was also thinking because I want to be able to pick one of my favorites, and then I want to post ones like maybe Viewers Choice Award type thing, and give people the shout out that they deserve. Because you guys know I like to give shout outs in videos when they do a great job. I do not like to go in and just provoke people. I want to see what they're actually doing. And if they're doing right, I want to show it. Or if there's some little small thing, just like how yesterday, after I got done conducting my LAD audit, since I did know their chief, I messaged him and I just got done there, blah, blah, blah. I couldn't shut up and wait to email him later. So I was so excited. I had been waiting. I literally found out via Facebook that he was going to be gone. So I was like, I got to pounce in on that department while he's gone because it's so small. Most likely I would have got the chief, you know. Oh, did Corrigan, Texas do so? I have called them multiple times every single day since that happened. And I can never, now it rings and stuff, but they'll never answer. Um, what's that say? Oh, of course. I was just bragging about the Sterling DMV. Somebody actually texted me last night saying, I think the Sterling DMV needs another audit because they're bitches here. I fucking died. I was like, that's so funny. They were though, but the one lady helped them not fail a second time, so we did educate them. What's this say? Was, oh, thanks, Treester. I know some people say, "Oh, you talk about your PTSD or whatever anxiety for attention." Like, well, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. What kind of positive attention I would get from it, but I just try to be open and honest. And a lot of times that's why I like that Oglesby chief so much. Because when I was all whacked out and like trying to deal with my anxiety and everything that had occurred to me because I was bad, all this shit. This dude, he was just so open armed with me. He was so kind and cool with me. I couldn't say more great things about him, and that's why I want to do these little awards and recognitions. So people don't feel like I'm out there trying to bait them because I'm not. I'm just trying to observe whatever they got going on. That's what I'm trying to observe and to show everybody around. So we'll see. I know I have to go to the DMV soon too because I'm getting old as shit and have to renew my license. Not excited. Not excited at all. That's terrible, Treester. That's sickening. I hope you went after them. I truly do. That's my biggest thing is I'm going there because that's the only way we can make them pay. Really, multiple of them should be arrested though. That's what I think. Multiple at Sale County court security officers and deputies should be arrested and should not wear a badge. They're a danger to everybody around us. We see about, I don't know if you guys see about that little boy that, what's his name? I can't think of it right. Wait, Zachariah or something? And he's been running a mile for each officer and emergency responder that gets killed, which is really cool. But it's like, these morons put every one of them in danger. Even out here, we had a couple of our Oglesby cops. They just got shot at like shortly after Christmas. And that stuff doesn't really happen here. But, that's why you go around and treat people with respect and dignity. And in LaSalle County Jail, days after I was kidnapped by them, a couple of their guards got injured trying to fight with this guy or whatever, but somehow got a shank or some shank-like object. I forget exactly. Um, and he held that up against the nurse and was, gonna harm her and stuff. It's like that's why number one, you search them for weapons. I literally had to I had to tell these goons. Finally, I told the females that was there with me. I was like, dude, I haven't been searched yet, and I was in there for like an hour at that point. And then, like a minute later, she's like, "Oh fuck," and she searches me. I didn't realize it at the time, but I had hair extensions in, which some of them were like the long-term ones, but I had a couple that were clip-ins, and I forgot. But I later realized I was like, man, I was like, she did search my hair and realized I had extensions in and stuff, but I was like, any of that shit could have been used against her had I wanted to, you know what I mean? And there's plenty of people that want to, or they get treated so badly that the person that would never harm anybody would love to freaking attack them. But, why? What's wrong with my lawyer? I like my lawyer, actually. I mean, what happened today was what I was completely expecting once I threw in the towel and did lawyer up. Um, actually, I'll show you guys later. He's a very intelligent man, especially when it comes to this stuff. Time people school yet? Press on. Oh yeah, yep. Okay, Jason. From what I understand, Jerry stole that shed he was, according to what the person relayed to me, he was on duty working as a public works guy and somehow got seen taking it and such. And they witnessed it was him. It was in his yard too. He just moves it to his yard with all this stuff inside of it. Eventually, this person, Lacey, she calls the police. All that reports it, and then the police officer comes up and claims that, which some of it's filmed. Some of it's filmed. She was smart enough to pull it out once she realized the cop was being weird. But and keep in mind he's an ex-police officer. But he took it, and then Jerry, obviously had it, admitted to having it, and says, "Well, she gave it to me. She told me I could have it, and all this." And then, so eventually, they give the shed back, right? But then all the contents are gone. She's like, "Well, where's all my shit, my kid's stuff?" And he claims that there was no stuff ever in it. And then the cop, she wanted to press charges, and the cop didn't want. He's like, "Well," he's like, it's a he said, she said, whatever. It's like, well, when you steal them from Walmart, they don't take that. They don't. Oh, the cashier told me I could have it. That's the same thing. It really is. But Jerry Peterson has driven by her house, which they are neighbors, multiple times, taunting her, harassing her with her children outside. And this guy is supposed to be some public works dude, former cop. Can't say I'm shocked with it all. But it was like it wasn't very questioned at all. I mean, they knew it happened. He was caught red-handed, but they didn't do anything about it. Is he? Why don't you get a real job? I actually have a real one, thank you. But please, please, Mike, let us know what a real job is. Where does it start? Where does it end? Do you call babysitting a real job? Do you call paper boys a fake job? What about McDonald's? Okay. Where does it start? Where does it start? Because if I was sitting on welfare, you'd be talking shit about that, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? Right? But I actually feel a pretty good sense of support from a lot of our local offices and departments that I've dealt with. So it is what it is. The ones that don't support it are usually the ones doing wrong. I know, Springs. I can't tell you how many taxpayer dollars I've seen wasted just by them pissing around when they should be working. Which I get, everybody needs a little break or whatever, or even on the clock. But not where you're refusing to do your job because you're on film and such. Like what? Like, I'm just here trying to show how great you are if you would let me. Too bad you're not great. That's why you're being an asshole, you know? Yeah, Mike doesn't know what he's talking about. Absolutely, he is absolutely part of the problem, Stephen. That's it. So many people are uneducated on, like, we need to preserve not only our rights for ourselves, but we have kids, we have grandkids, we have future generations that are going to have to live in the world that we leave them. And if we don't fight for anything, we will lose them. If you guys didn't notice with COVID, think about all the things they tried telling us we can bring our children into the store to buy fucking food to feed our children with. But if you leave your kid in the car or at home and you go to damn Walmart, DCFS is gonna kick your goddamn door and in 2 minutes. Like, what the hell? They gave, and then, well, they did all this, but they didn't offer a way for you to have your child watched. And then you're not supposed to be at other people's houses during COVID. You know, like, what the fuck? Like, it's so ridiculous. We couldn't send our kids to school. We can do anything at all. Like, they literally try to arrest people for being outside. I heard of a mom getting arrested for sneaking her kids to the park. Like, what the hell? I snuck my kids to the park, and that was the best damn decision I made because my kids were sick being tied up in there. We did go to a park, though, where somebody else already ripped down the tape. And was a little small one out of town where I felt safe. Because I also didn't want somebody trying to mess with me the way that that lady got arrested. I believe her charges were dropped. But this is the United States of America, and if people are that terrified of the virus, which I'm not in debate of all that at this point, then they can stay home. You know, like, come on. I know, I love that. I hate when people, especially if they make for like fast food employees, because when I was younger, I worked fast food. But I'm talking shit about them working. They're like, at least she's fucking working, fuck you. And I had, sorry guys. I forgot I'm getting all excited. I had a great time. I used to work at McDonald's and Culver's back when I was a teenager. I'm still friends with multiple people from there. I enjoyed it. You didn't make a lot of money, but it was a fun time. And I learned a lot about the workforce. So that's my thing. I love to know where people start saying what a real job is. This isn't the only thing I do, but nonetheless. I think, I know. That's a, even that person that's claiming to be Tara or whatever, they had told me before that they had OnlyFans because they talk shit about me making money from videos. Like, dude, I put a lot of work in to make a little money from videos. Like, come on. But I don't really edit things a lot, but I suck at editing, and too. Why do you need it? I like to show it raw. Yeah, no, nobody playing music. They don't got a real job. Magicians, not a real job. Gig workers, they must be complete losers like the rest of. Like, what the fuck do these people think of when they say stuff like that? Like at least people are out doing whatever. Because everybody, you know, to make up a society, we got the people working at the movie theater. We have our cops. We have the janitors that work there. We have the crossing guards. Like, what the hell? Okay. Oh, that's what I was getting started with. Okay, OnlyFans. That person claiming to be Tara, aka Dusty Lee, on the Facebook that's been stalking me and such. She told me she had OnlyFans before. I was like, "Oh, girl, give me your link. I'm sure everybody loves it." You know, just messing around, not even believing it. Well, I go creeping after this profile keeps harassing me, and then yes, I do. Yes, thank you for letting everybody know that. But what was I saying? Oh, but then I go on there and I click it. And there's an ass. And I was like, oh, what the fuck? And then I'm looking at the pictures of this person. And I mean, I could kind of tell it was somebody that was transitioning or had transitioned. I don't even know what stage, none of that, not my business. But creeped me out. But number two, I was like, this bitch does actually have an OnlyFans. What? I wanted to creep on there. I don't really have one though, so I was like, whatever. But it was just a weird turn of events. But it creeped me out that the person was a biological male, despite where the fuck they are in their process. Like, it creeped me out, especially just with the level of harassment. But it just, even they actually successfully did add my dad's Facebook, which my dad's almost 90 years old. My mom runs it for her Facebook games. But but they even got on there, so that bitch got access to photos of my kids that way. And I was so pissed. I was like, damn. But but what can you do? Another family member of mine reached out saying, "Who is this?" Because they're like, "Oh, did you hear about Angel?" Blah blah blah. It was from the same psycho stalker person. I mean, they've used what, 6 or 7 different numbers now. Like, it's crazy. Oh, do you, Lucinator? That's really cool. I always like to. I actually used to make some and sell some on the side because I like to. I've always been like a jack of all trades. It's kind of just how I like to be. Yeah, you're right. But you know, the thing is, when I first started with LaSalle County, I wasn't making a dime because I wasn't monetized yet anyway, and that didn't stop me from coming back. Um, if you put in the effort, it's worth it. I mean, and it for me, I mean, actually, it's traveling around. It's costly because you got to stay in hotels or stay in your car or something. Eventually, I'm getting a camper though. They kind of took all my spare camper monies, so I'm gonna wait, kind of recoup with that. I do have to get a tow hitch too on my new vehicle. Pretty excited about that though. I'm pretty pumped. I would go for a truck, but I can't. I would cause a severe accident. So I'm waiting on that. But I was thinking, I was like, I don't have to stay in hotels all the time. I can camp out in my car if it's just me. I would do that overnight. But things are changing. School's starting soon, so I will have to be really careful with the dates and stuff. Right now, I'm able to work around it a little differently. Yeah, she is crazy. And she still tells me, she left me a voicemail saying, I don't know why you're lying to your subscribers, saying that I'm Tara and blah blah blah. And then in the voicemail before then, she says that she says she's Tara. Like, I don't know. I can't make it up. I really can't. But I don't know, guys. I've kept you guys on here for too long, and myself, my throat hurts from talking. I don't know if any of the devil's lettuce might help, or maybe colder water. Just so we're clear, this is the only good kind of water in the world. Purified water sucks. But anyway, that's all I got for today right now. Maybe I will call you when I get off this live. Uh, I will definitely do so. I know they will. It's like, you know what? That's if you think that's the first time I've heard that, you're done fucked up. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. I've heard worse. I've had people make fun of me for being adopted for all this different shit. Like, I had some crazy. We're cool now, and he apologized, but he made fun of my belly when I was pregnant. When I was like 8 months pregnant, I was like, you piece of shit. Because we got an argument at work. I won the argument though, so we'll leave it at that. But then again, that person behaved that way with their like 7 or 8 year old daughter in tow. So that shows who they are as people. Because if I behave that way in front of my girls, or if I saw them doing that, we'd have some serious issues. Serious issues. But I know, Carl. I know it's the most craziest thing ever to bash people and to shame them for being like. Did you want somebody to grow up in foster care the rest of their life? Like, hello. But that's a whole nother debate. Whole nother debate. Those are the same people that don't want people to get abortion. I'm pro-choice, but I personally wouldn't get an abortion. I wouldn't think. But you never know. But it's like, but you guys don't want to have your tax dollars used to help take care of these children that are made. Like, you guys are nuts. People are crazy. But I know. Yeah, we all got to stand up, and even. Doesn't matter how shitty you are at the beginning. Like when I was first doing this, I was just feeling it out. Sometimes I'm shitty anyway now. I just can't help it, you know. And sometimes I say words wrong. Like I was trying to say, like letters of accommodation. I was recording a video yesterday at the PD when I was leaving in the lab, and I had to repeat it like 4 times so I could like get it out right. But it's like I'm not gonna edit that out because it's fucking reality. It's what happens, you know. Whatever. Somebody wants to talk shit for that and let them. But anyway, guys, sorry for dragging it on even further after I acknowledge I've already done it. If you is so perfect. Ain't nobody perfect. Plenty of us aren't perfect. It's alright. But alright guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate you sticking with me. I gotta get some stuff done here, but I will keep you all updated. Thank you, Steven. I enjoyed it too, if I could ever quit rambling. But yes, I will be doing a Q&A at some point. I know multiple of you have asked. But at some point, because I get all weird with stuff like that. But we will. We're getting there. I feel way more comfortable. I used to be afraid of the camera or even didn't even want to record when I wasn't even facing it, just as I was filming. But you grow into it. You know, totally worth it. Totally. If you haven't already picked up your own camera and gone out there and stood up for yourself, you should. And you should today. And make sure you know the basics before you do it so you don't get yourself in trouble. Because we don't want to break the law. Oh, I didn't go to Rips, but I do like Rips. I do enjoy Rips. Q&A. Like what? What letter? I told Justice Jake I want to get him in on my lives with me or something. He's fun. Don't be surprised if they offer no fine and community service. Oh, yeah, I'm sure. That's why people are crazy when they take their first offer, but I don't give a shit what they offer. I refuse to take anything. Period. If they want to go to trial, we're going to trial. That's it. That's all there is. But anyway, oh, T and A and T, AT&T. What? Carl, do it. Get out there and do it for real, for real. And you know when my very first audit at Rock Falls, which was simple, but I just decided I was like, today's my day. I'm going out there. Just last minute, I just went recording, and you know what? Now here we are, months later. So TNA sounds good, but I don't know. I kind of like the idea. I don't like rolling with the regular stuff, so you're right. That's good thinking. Hopefully it'll be coming soon here. Either tonight I'm going live or I'm just recording because I want to show you guys some of the actual articles. Local people, you probably already read most of them, but yeah, they're complete liars, and I never refused their COVID BS because they never offered it. Anyway, that's all I have for today, guys. Well, for right now. So I'll let you know if I'm going live later to do that or just whatever. I haven't figured it out yet. I don't want to do it when the kids are here squawking because you know how that goes. All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Thank you so much for the super chats. Greatly appreciated. Greatly helps. Definitely helps this channel out and keeps the movement going. Carl, please really consider you doing that for your Southern Indiana Tyrant Patrol or Tyrant Hunter. But anyway, for real, it all matters. We need to get everybody out there that we can. We really do. All right, and not the people that carry on, treat people like shit. I mean, you could, but I hate those people. I have been to Rockford. I will be back to Rockford, though, say the humans. You better believe it. I will be letting you know when it's coming. All right, guys. But thanks for watching. Tell your friends. Bye.